Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, as always. My co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Had a little bit of R&R this weekend for my birthday vacation.
Ravioli and ricotta cheese, my favorite. R&R.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, what the fuck goes with ravioli? Does
Nothing
ricotta
goes with
cheese
that.
go with ravioli?
Yeah, man. Fuck
Cool,
it.
all
Cheese
right,
goes with everything. That's
Sure
the
does.
thing. So yeah, I just got back from that. Went on a little vacation to the coast with some bros. And it was a lovely little weekend. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it. Just got back. First off, this week's topic. We didn't say anything about it last week.
We're doing Erased again.
We're doing Erased again. And here's the reason why Netflix is the forefront of anime. They are paving the pathway.
They're not the powerhouse of anime, though.
They're the forefront.
Make that clear. Forefront of anime. Powerhouse of anime?
No.
Hulu.
No, we got other people that are doing way better things, and that's Hulu. Hulu is just nonstop good anime
I guess
action.
for people who are like new listeners, we don't mean that. Hulu sucks.
No, Hulu's
Hulu's
got some
fine.
things. Hulu's where you go when you're just like, I need something else, but I don't know what.
Yeah, so the forefront of anime, Netflix, has released last Friday a Netflix original series live action adaptation of the best anime of 2016, Erased.
Yeah, really fucking cool. Kind of came out from nowhere. I'm excited about it. I know that you are too. And we watched this shit. So we'll kind of be comparing it with the anime. I haven't read the manga personally.
I've just started reading the manga, but I did look into like parts of the manga to be like, just, verify some things or whatever. But I want to read all of it. It looks interesting.
Yeah, so we'll be kind of comparing and contrasting there. But what's good with you? What have you been up to? I've been gone, so...
Yeah, so people probably wondering, like, why wasn't this bro invited to bro out with you by the Brotion?
Definitely.
It's because you and I aren't bros. We're business partners.
We're business partners, man.
We're technically... Are we, like... No, you and Josh are technically, like, spouses. So
oh, yeah, we are technically married. Yeah. It is a non-legal marriage.
Yeah, well, the reason I wasn't invited is because I had finals, and you guys were leaving right after finals, and I'm leaving on Wednesday. So in a couple days,
just like jammed right in there.
So in a couple days, I'm going to be going to Mexico, but on Friday I finish my last final for the semester.
Congratulations!
Oh, dude, super stressful. Friday was a shit show. I didn't fall asleep till 4 a.m. I got a couple hours of sleep. Had to be at my final at 8. And then another final at 12. I had to go back after my morning final to finish my project for my afternoon final.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, and then it was just a long night. And then Friday drank, Saturday drank, Sunday chilled out, watched football. Chargers got destroyed by the Chiefs. So
drank some more.
yeah, the playoff contention. I think the percentage dropped to 35%. Like the odds of them making the playoffs, which really bummed me out. So I drank. And then, let's see. And then Monday, which is today, Julio Jones did not score 30 points like he needed to. So I am now out of the playoffs. No, out of championships for fantasy football, which is fine. Every year, we've been playing 3 years in a row. And the last 2 years, this year and last year, I have made the playoffs and I gotten kicked out in the first round. There's only one round whenever we play because we have a smaller league. So it went from not making the playoffs, making the playoffs, losing, making the playoffs, losing. I just want to win. I want to wear the championship belt. Luckily, the people who are in the championships haven't won in the past, so we have a new champion, which is nice. I would really be pissed if someone was a 2-time champion before I was a champion once.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, first off, we all know this. I don't know sports.
You know nothing about sports. The only sport you know is volleyball, and that's because of Haikyuu.
Thank you, Haikyuu.
Yeah.
Apparently, I also know things about bowling that confuse other people. I still don't understand why people don't get bowling, but people have a hard time with it, so whatever.
I don't get the scoring of bowling.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because it's automated. So I've never actually had
to... It's maths.
Yeah, but I've never learned how the strikes work out. I think every time a consecutive strike happens, and it's more than 10 points, a little bit more.
All right, so here's what we're going to do right now.
You're going to teach me
Fuck Erased. We'll talk about that another week.
Okay.
Right now, we're talking about bowling.
Would you watch an anime about bowling?
Fuck yeah.
I decided that the anime...
I don't give a shit. That would be funny.
The new anime I want...
I'm down with this.
Is a badminton anime.
Okay.
What were you thinking I was going to say?
Curling.
Yeah, a curling anime would be pretty cool, but I've recently been getting into playing badminton at the rec center, which is our
nice,
gym
dude.
for
Yeah.
Tuesday. And it's high pace enough where you could have action parts in it, and yeah, I could totally see someone. It's like it reminds me of like it could be like a shitty version of Prince of Tennis for all I care.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
But curling would be cool too.
Curling would be fucking hilarious.
It's just you'd have to figure out how to make it like curling a viable sport in Japan.
Well, yeah, sure, but I mean, okay. So
after this, I'm gonna look up the stats for the Japanese curling team for the Olympics. I wonder if they're any good, because we know it's like the Swedish people and the Germans are the ones that kill it. The Canadians, the Canucks.
I mean, so you can make anime about fucking anything. You have Food Wars and it's about food competitions. You have Yuri on Ice about ice skating. Yeah. You have like Kuroko basketball, dancing, like all these different things. You even have March Comes In Like a Lion,
shogi.
Yeah, so all different kinds of fucking anime about weird ass little like games and sports that are kind of niche. Like ice skating's pretty fucking niche, dude. But that's the thing. It focuses enough for you to be like, oh, this is intriguing. But mostly you're like, I'm getting to know these characters. Yeah. That's it.
Here we go. Curling. That's one I want.
Yeah, definitely.
Badminton's one I want now.
Sure.
And this just popped in my head. I'd like a poker anime. I think that'd be interesting to watch.
That would be pretty cool. I would be super down with that. Because like we've had a lot of poker movies, like heist type things or like counting cards or whatever the fuck it is. And I think that an anime could do a fucking good job.
Yeah, we had a fucking story about the fucking, the quiz bowls. Oh, what a shitty anime.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What was that anime called?
Fastest Finger First?
Yeah, that was lame. I don't know.
I was not into it, but fuck, dude, I was so stoked. I was like, this is the coolest sounding anime. And then I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And by the end of the first episode, I was like, yeah, never mind.
I remember you telling me about it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds super fun. And then like you watched it for me and you explained to me, you're just like, look, man, it's just, and you were like just so disappointed. And then after it was hard for you to explain why. And then after I watched, it's like, I get it. Like, it's just not like
it doesn't have anything going on that I care about.
It's just not what I thought it was going to be, Like,
long story short, curling would be perfect. So let's get on that now.
Back to, what were we talking about?
I don't know, some stupid shit, probably. I was on a trip and you weren't allowed.
Yes, and then
but you did finals,
drank.
Oh,
sports. You don't know sports, right? That's where we're at. You said you don't know sports.
Yeah.
Oddly, you know stuff about bowling. We're back where we started.
Okay, yeah. So, moral of the story is, I'm sure other people that are listening, they're just in it for like this nerdy ass bullshit that both of us like, and like people don't know sports. Don't worry, I'm with you there. I'm listening to Juan, and I'm like, that's beautiful. You're telling a wonderful story. Meanwhile, I'm like, Chargers, great play, 30 points. Is that good or hard or
they
what?
Lost bad.
Yeah.
Well, the Chargers lost. It was 30-13. Oh my god, it was so sad to see. And that's like the team I root for. And then my player needed to score 30 points, which is something he's done in the past. But he's also only scored 4 points sometimes. There's a week he scored 50 points. I'd never seen anybody score 50 points. It was insane. I was just like, like,
You're a fucking boy.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's why I picked him. And I was like, this. Yeah. And then I realized it's all bullshit. None of this fucking matters.
Nothing matters at all.
Anime about fantasy football.
All right, we did it, boys.
That's the one.
Check it in. All right. Yeah. So other than that, you finished up finals. Was this your first semester or was it your first year?
This would be my first. No, it's my third semester, I think.
Is it?
I
feel like it went by so quickly.
I want to say it's my third because I transferred in the fall, spring, fall.
Yeah.
And then next one would be spring, which makes it a whole year. Yeah, I mean, I'm really bad at this. I can't. I know I don't remember.
That's fine. Hey, congratulations.
You know who does know? Sierra for sure knows what
I was
semester
say,
this is in my education.
Because I think it's been a year. I'm thinking it's been a year. I don't know why that's in my head. I know it was Leandra's first semester that she finished, so congratulations to Leandra. And I thought it was your first year, so I was going to congratulate you on that.
Thanks, man. I mean, I have gone to college before. It's just like a transfer here. Yeah,
first year at
CSU.
Yeah.
At university.
That's pretty rad.
But yeah, thanks, man. Besides
Congrats.
that, yeah, just partying. We already talked about Christmas stuff. I got gifts and things. I had to take care of your cat today.
Yeah. So when I was out of town, Sierra was the kindest person and offered to take care of my cat for free.
Yeah.
And then she went ahead and was like, you know what? This is fucking dumb. Juan, do it. You have the day
what
off.
Happened is she knew that you were getting in around 5-ish.
Yeah.
And she wasn't she was at work. She wouldn't be able to get here. She was like, here, just do me the solid and go. So I came over and like, I brought in your boxes and then I had to deal with your cat, like gave it water and food. And it was like, she was so erratic. I was like, I had to play with her and calm her down.
Yeah.
And she was like, she clawed me. She has really sharp claws, like in my pants and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and I'm allergic to cats, so like, but I knew like
so stupid.
If I knew if I just would have left, she would have just gone batshit and fucked stuff up. So like, okay, I'll play with her. I'm not afraid of cats. I want to make this clear. I'm not afraid of cats. I am if I like, because I could I could throw a cat like up if I had to. You know, that's how I judge fears. Can I throw this thing away from me? That'd be fine. Just like Chucky. I'm not scared. I could punch him at least 20 yards. You know, if he came at me,
sure.
if he came at me, bro, I'd kick him. You know, how hard's that? But what I am afraid of is the fucking the claws inside her paw. Like, because
the paw claws.
I've seen videos where cats just thrash the shit out of people's faces. I don't want that.
No,
I mean, my face isn't the best looking face. The last thing it needs is fucking cat scars.
You don't want that.
No.
Let me just tell you, I've been hissing at her. It helps out. Yeah.
You hiss at her?
If she's being a bitch, I'm like, get the fuck up. And she's like, "Oh shit, my bad, bro."
I stayed here.
Your bad.
I played with her long enough till I started sneezing. I was like, "Hey, kid, that's time to go." And then she went to go to the bathroom, and I just ran out.
Like, peace.
Yeah. Besides that, I'm just excited for you to come through. I'm packing my stuff, and when I say packing my stuff, I mean like making lists of things I should pack.
Yeah, man.
I'm everything.
And then like 5 minutes before you have to go, you're like, "Shit."
I should really take care of that tomorrow.
Yeah,
I was gonna take care of it today, but life happened, man.
Yeah, you know that's fine.
So
Life's
tell me some of the highlights of your trip.
All right, so we were driving there, and we just kind of like took the first route, and we were like, whatever, we'll get there. This is the address. Go. It took us on a different path than we've ever gone. I've gone 2 different ways, and this was like a third way that I had never done.
Super secret way.
And I told Tom about it. It's Tom's family's like vacation home or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we went this way. And he was like, whoa, never been that way before. And it popped us out like a little bit below where we were supposed to go, but it got us there faster than the other 2 ways that I've gone.
So not a bad way to get there.
It was not bad. But the thing is, it didn't have much sight. Like, there wasn't much to see. It was just kind of like...
It's like a wormhole.
Whatever.
Like, it was all darkness, and you ended up there.
Yeah, it was really weird. So there wasn't much going on. And then we went through this mountain pass. And as we're going through it was like a pretty long pathway. And it was like kind of windy, but not that bad. And there were a few points where it was like one lane. So, you know, that's where it gets to be like, sketchy. I don't want to like fall off this side of the cliff or whatever. But everything was fine. There wasn't much traffic. There kept being signs, though. We're talking like there were some steep mountainsides. There's no fucking way that anything could live here. It's just like a road and then a straight drop. And every once in a while, we would see these signs, and it was like cow signs. Like there were cows nearby. And we're like, fuck you. There are no mountain cows. So the first one I saw, I'm like, guys, we got to watch out for the cows. Like pretty sarcastically, everyone's like, ha, that's good. And then hanging out in like this super fucking steep slope, the only area where it's possible to hang out is a wild boar. And I'm like, what the fuck? There are wild boars?
Not even a cow.
No, I was like ready for cows. I'm like, maybe they're just like hidden. Like, that's a boar. That motherfucker over there is a hairy boar. And I was just like pointing. I'm like, what the fuck? So then we kept going, and there was like this cool ass fog that was hanging above the rivers. And it just looked so strange because, you know, we could see the road completely clear, but then at the same level that we're at over by the river, though, was just like a foggy mist that like wasn't blocking our view. So we're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Kyle kept saying it was the Gypsy Mountain curse and stuff like that. And he kept talking about how we're all going to die. Essentially, this trip was like a big suicide pact. Like, all right, boys, let's go out together, blaze of glory and all that shit. Because previously, I don't remember if I've ever talked about this on the show, I legitimately almost died at Sea Ranch.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
It was a little more than...
Just for
2.5 years ago.
Just for maybe, like some geological stuff. Geometrical stuff?
Geological.
Yeah. Is that
geographical?
Geographical.
Sorry, I was like, we're talking about
geometrical,
the ocean.
dog. You know.
There we go.
Mathematical, dog.
Yeah.
North, south. Which way is it?
West, because it's on the coast.
But like up that way,
and then south.
So down and to the left.
Yeah, but it's pretty much just like
down and to the left. I don't know. That's right.
That is
down to the right.
That is how directions work. It would be down to the left if that's how you're looking at a map. Yeah, you just right over there. It's like an hour below Fort Bragg.
Cool.
Kind of think of it that way. So long story short, there was low tide. We were on a little beach that we had to like cross some rocks in the water, and we were doing some rad shit, and we were like, tight, there's a giant crab, let's go chase it. This was a couple years ago. Then tide rose, and I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not like swimming. I have my phone on me. We fucked up. But there's a pretty nice path that leads up to the top of that cliff over there. Not a nice path. Turns out path was made of shale, which, you know, it was like...
It's not real rock.
Yeah.
I know that because I took a class about rocks a couple semesters ago.
Fucking look at you.
I know what shale is.
So it was just like a dirt path with like some bumps in it. And I was like, seems good.
Fucking lies what it was.
Yeah. And then it turns out no legit grounding. So suddenly it just gives out below me. And the only things that I have to hold on to are thorns and more shale.
Oh, nice.
So guess what? I went for the thorns first off because they looked like they were more secure. And they were. So at this point, my shirt is like up to my chest. My stomach is just like in the thorns and like covered with rocks and stuff. So it's all scraped up to fucking shreds. My hands are in the thorns and like mud. And I'm just like, fuck. Okay, what do? I'm hanging out like 20 to 30 feet above this giant boulder. It's the only boulder on the beach, by the way. And so I'm there. And this is the fucking crazy part to me. I'm looking down at it. And I could barely look down. I'm like just up there laying like starfished on the wall of this cliff.
Dying.
Yeah, I'm ready to die. Josh and our friend Kurt, Josh is my roommate, and our buddy Kurt, they were hanging out.
Well,
like
your buddy Kurt.
Mm-hmm, yeah, well, you know.
Don't say our like he's my
Josh
Kurt.
And my.
Oh, okay, we'll make it clear. Okay.
My buddy Kurt.
Thank you.
They were hanging out like pretty far away. They were trying to see if they could go around the other side of the cliff.
To
not
save
the
you?
one that not the one where we came from, but they were trying to find another way out. And I was like, this seems good. I'll go up here first and then whatever. Anyways, it was not good. So I'm up there and I'm like thinking, what the fuck do I do? They're so far. And then I'm just looking down. I'm like, the best possible scenario is I fall, I break my legs. The most likely one is I fall and I die.
So,
and
did
then,
you die?
I died.
Spoilers.
And then the
Trip's
one below that would be I fall and I'm paralyzed. Regardless, no situation's good. I would prefer to break my legs.
Yeah.
I would too. Maybe a rib or two. Don't want to be paralyzed. I would rather die.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's worse. Yeah.
Just because, like, there's so much work and, like, I already don't want to live. So, like, you know.
I mean, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's kind of like you'd feel bad. Maybe you feel like a burden. And
I would completely feel like a burden. And plus, like, Josh and Kurt have to deal with me and get me off the fucking cliff. If I'm just dead, they have to be like, shit, he's dead. Died. Let's call the people. Yeah. But, like, we don't have to deal with him the rest of the trip or whatever. Like, they just have to deal with me dying.
You didn't want Kurt.
Yeah, I was like, I would rather die in order to make everyone's life a little bit easier in this situation. That would be okay. But if I break my legs,
you didn't do any of those things.
Long story short, they're out in the fucking ocean, and then somehow they like hear a couple of rocks like falling, and they look back to see what's going on. They're like, shit, Chris, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And I'm just like laying there trying to breathe really calmly so I don't slip and fall and die. I'm like, let's see how long it could last, but I'm ready to fucking die if I need to, right? And then they come in. It takes them like a couple minutes, and as they're doing that, like, I'm sliding every like 15 seconds or so, and my hands, like, I've got nowhere else to grab. And eventually they get over. It's been like a couple minutes, and Josh climbs up, and he's just like, fuck, okay, where do I go? Because everything is shale, so if he does it, he'll fall too. So he climbs up to this area, grabs onto a patch of grass, and then he sees like some mud, and he's like, I'm just going to fucking dive in that mud right now. So he just like shoves his whole back into it, and he's like kind of sitting in the mud. So he's like secured. He's like pushing forward a little bit, seeing how much it holds him. And he's like holding onto some grass. He's like, okay, Kurt, come up here, grab my arm. Chris, try to grab onto that. Kurt's going to throw you over to me, and we're all going to slide down. And that's exactly what happened. They fucking saved my life. It was insane. So I almost died. Meanwhile, by the way, Tom was with us because, you know, it's his place. So he was with us. And then we were like, oh, we want to go check out down here. He's like, bye. And we're like, all right, see you, whatever. Turns out he was asleep like less than 100 feet away from us. Like up on the cliff.
She could have saved
he
you.
could have grabbed me and pulled me up. But
moral of the story is Tom's a bad guy.
Yeah, essentially that's it. But so long story short, I did not die. But since then it's been a premonition like, oh man, we might die. There was a time where we went, there was like a crazy storm going and the roads were insane and we're like, we might die during this.
How do you go there? Is it that beautiful?
It's so much fun. It's like relaxing. It's gorgeous. We see like so many seals and this aquatic life and like some really cool like foxes and deer and rabbits and everything cool is just around. We saw this big ass crane. So anyways, we went this time and we were like all ready to die because that's kind of the goal. And when we first went, we used to always scream, I'm gonna live forever. And now we're just like, hopefully this kills me. So Josh found this little tide pool area and was like, hey guys, come over here. And we all like climbed on some rocks and we were over there and we're like, nice, cool. And I stepped on like a mossy area, so my foot went in the water. I'm like, ah, shit. All right, well, whatever. I'm just gonna sit down and like take my shoe off and check out this tide pool from over here. And then Kyle and Leander are standing with their backs facing the ocean.
What? Why? Why would they do that?
Because they were looking at the tide pool. Well, because we were all gathered around it, you know? So they were doing that. Idea. Wave sneaks up, fucking huge wave too. And it knocks over Leandra. And we were like, oh shit. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, what's happening? Are you going to die? And she was fine. She just got a little scratch. And Kyle's standing there still. But they're just fucking coated in water. Like, absolutely covered. So that was their near-death experience. They were pretty close to that. That was a big highlight. We played a lot of games, had a good time. Originally, I was like, maybe we should go there and watch, like, because we've done it. We've gotten there. Tom was on episode 2 of Attack on Titan. And we were like, oh, you check this show out? Like, how'd you hear about it? And I was like, I don't know. I was just going through. It seemed cool. And, like, I think people have talked about it before. And we're like, yeah, it's a really fucking good show. And we'll watch some with you. Long story short, we watched all of it in like a day. Yeah. So it was a great time. So I'm like, if we do that, I want to watch Steins Gate because I've been hankering for it lately. So I'm like, that would be a great opportunity. We didn't watch any anime. Kind of disappointed.
No animes?
It all worked out though. We watched some 10 Cloverfield Lane, ate some amazing food. Just had a generally like wonderful time. The scenery was beautiful. Just good stuff. And Kyle became the most ass-eaten, horse-knowledging crab PhD having motherfucker.
Yeah, apparently from what I gathered is over the time you were there, you guys kept just saying things and they became true.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
And Kyle went along with it. So it could be something simple like Kyle has a PhD in this.
Kyle said that because he found like 20 crabs. So and we were like, we were all just kind of going around like, what's over there?
He's a crab doctor, essentially.
And he's like, oh, I just found 5 crabs. And we're like, what the fuck? And he's like, there's a giant one over there. And we're like, how are you seeing all this? He could only see crabs. And then we were like hanging out in the hot tub looking at stars. Like it was pitch black out and we were just looking up. And then he was like, what the hell is that like fog in the sky? There's a little bundle of fog. And we're like, I had no idea what you're fucking talking about. He's like, right there. And then we're like, I think that's stars, dude. And he was like, no. Like, it's the bundle of fog. And Josh is like, it's like 7 stars. And Kyle's like, no, it's just a little tiny blob of fog. Yeah, there are 7 stars really close to each other. We got binoculars. We looked it up. And we're like, Kyle, that. And he's like, yeah, that's 7 stars. I can only see crabs. Like, I'm just a professor at crab information.
But it escalated to a point where Kyle became the expert of eating ass, apparently.
Yeah, he's the commander when it comes to ass eating.
We were talking about how it's funny how these things came up, these false traits came up, and he agreed to them, but only for him. Yeah. So if this was an anime, this was a Kyle heavy episode because he's the only one that had character growth, and he's the one that was developed, as opposed to you guys being side characters and being like, no one gives a fuck about you guys. You don't know shit about horses. You know shit about crabs. You know shit about eating ass.
He's the fucking best, man. What can I say?
I hope when he shows up, he's like, when I see him next, he's wearing a leather jacket because he has a cool leather jacket.
Yep.
He's got those like professor patches on his elbows.
Does he?
I know. I want him to.
Oh, okay.
And he's just gonna have like his hair slicked back and be like, hey, what's up?
He's gonna have a haircut.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, and by the time this comes out, we'll be 26. Kyle and I share the same birthday. That's right. Which is December 19th, tomorrow. So
you see, I never knew exactly what day it was. You guys were just like, it's the same day. I was like, that fucking helps.
And yeah, let's date the episode December 19th now. Like, if you listen to this in like 3 weeks, all of our episodes are dated. We talk about news. Fuck this. This show's stupid. I'm done.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
We're gonna play Doki Doki Magic. Doki Doki Literature Club tomorrow.
Yeah, but the whole deal with that is when this episode's out, we'll have already done it. So I'm sorry. You could watch the replay of that. We're gonna do the second half. We've already done the first half.
Not if you drop it in the morning. You don't even go to work.
I'm not doing that.
Well, that's
you are welcome
to. I got things to do tomorrow.
Neat, dude.
Cool, man. Is that all you got before we can get into the news?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, I just wait, one more story. Do you know Ukiah? It's a little
I know what Ukiah is.
All right, great. Ukiah is like the worst place in California.
I heard that place called Galt is the worst place in California.
You know what? Maybe, but when I go to Ukiah and I see their elementary school, and I'm like, why do they have barbed wire around their elementary school?
Does Ukiah have a prison in it?
Probably.
Galt is all prison, I think.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But their elementary school has barbed wire around it. And we're like, is it to keep people out or the kids in? Like, what's the deal with that?
Well, I think when I was younger, my school had barbed wire around it too.
Excuse me, what?
No, I think it did. Like at the top of the fences, there's like barbed wire around. I think as we got older, it just became a thing where they took out. It's no longer there. But when I was younger, I remember there's definitely barbed wire on top of the fences.
What the fuck? Nah, man.
It was the 90s. They had to keep us in, or keep the sex pests out.
Sex pests?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, they have that going on. Pretty much anywhere you turn is like the worst place ever. There's just glass broken on everything.
Sounds like PJ.
It's great. And then we went down this little road. Because we were like, fuck, man, there are too many cars. We can't turn left. There's no way for us to get over there. So let's just go right until we could turn around. And then we went down it. There was just an abandoned car with a sign in it that said like androids for sale on the window of the car on a bridge.
Oh,
it did.
Like Android phones.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Android phones.
For a second, I was like, they got androids in Ukiah? That's fucking dope.
And then, then we went down the little turnabout area and they had like 3 abandoned shopping carts full of stuff. No people around. Tons of glass like everywhere. We were like, the fuck is happening? A couple of just crazy transients doing their thing, but not by there, just like on the other roads.
So white trash trap. That's how you get them.
Pretty much. Then we went to McDonald's. We were just like, all right, we just ate all this great fucking food.
So you go to Trash Town, USA.
You know what?
To McDonald's?
This might be the safest place for us to go pee is the main goal. Okay. Yeah. There's another McDonald's there and it feels like you're going to get an STD just being there. Like if you sit down, you are guaranteed to get a new disease. Doesn't matter what it is, you're going to get it. But this other one, it's a bit nicer. It's on the nice part of town. It's across from a Chevron, which is a more expensive gas station. So you know it's that good shit, you know? It's over by a Chipotle. They got stuff going on. It's pretty good. So we go in here. I don't understand how this happened, but we order our food. Josh doesn't get his drink. And I'm like, maybe he didn't get one. I don't know what's going on. And then I order my food and he doesn't give me a cup. I'm like, so is the cup coming out with the food? Sometimes they do that. Normally they say like the cup will come out with the food or something like that. So I'm like, is the cup coming out of food or are you going to like give me a drink now? Like, do I wait or what's the deal? And it was like, I mean, you can have it now if you want. I'm like, what? Yeah, sure, man.
I'd like it. Yeah.
Already buy the cups. I'm like, why the fuck not? He's like, all right, here you go. And then I was like, thanks, man. And the same thing happened with Leandra. And she was like, why the fuck was that guy so weird and sassy about it? Same thing happened with Kyle. None of us knew the other one was doing this. And Josh's like, why the fuck do you guys all have cups? And we're like, we just asked for it. And that's what they did. I don't know. It was weird. He was being weird about it. So it was like a nicer McDonald's and they brought the food to us. It was fucking weird. So they deliver our food to us.
But wait, this is the same place that just gave him grief for not for the cup thing?
Yeah, this was the cup thing. So they bring the food to us and we're like, huh. But then they gave me the wrong size for the fries. They gave me another cup for the drink. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, fine, whatever. That makes sense. Whole cup thing's thrown off. That's fine. They did the same thing for Kyle and Leandra. They gave Kyle a drink that was too big. and they gave us all the same size of fries, which aren't the ones that we ordered. Leandra's drink was fine, but she got another cup. So we all got extra cups, except for Josh, and he had to go get a different size for the cup. And then I'm eating my burger. I'm like, fuck, I don't like pickles. You eat all my pickles. You're the fucking man.
Yeah.
You take care of my shit. So anyways, I don't want pickles. I ordered it without. They put it on. I'm like, whatever. Who cares? I'll get past this. They fucked up my fries. I'll get past this. Josh is not having any of that because there are certain things that he's willing to accept. He's like, you know what? Little mistake. No big deal. But he asked for no onions or pickles. They put both on. He fucking hates them.
Yeah, he hates onions. I know that for sure.
Yeah. So he goes up and he's like, hey, I ordered it this way. And like on the wrapper, it says no pickles, no onions. And they were like, oh, okay. And he's like, and I also got a different size for the fries. Like, oh, I'll go get that for you. And then he like starts doing that. And he's like, all right, here you go. And then Josh's like, and I also want the burgers to be made correctly. Like, what the fuck? He's like,
wait, so he just fixed the cup, they fixed the fries thing, but the burgers weren't fixed?
Yeah, like he explains the burger thing and he's like, and I also want this. And it's like, I'll take care of that last one that you said, but fuck the first two. He's like, can I get the burgers like made the correct way? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. So he takes them. He takes the burgers. The guy working there takes the burgers. He puts them in a bag and starts handing them back to Josh. He's like, no.
What?
Can I? Yeah, I know.
Can you just remake
Josh
this?
is like, what the fuck is happening? And like, then at this point, is somebody else like comes and takes over and they're like, and also Josh had to stand up there for like too long. The guy was right next to him and was like waving. And the guy just was ignoring him, like saw him there, ignored him. Somebody else had to be like, hey man, go take care of that. Like looked at him and was like, take care of it. And he's like, oh, what can I do for you? Like, what the fuck is happening? So then eventually the dude comes back with the burgers and is like, hey, here you go. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for being patient. Josh was like, yeah, no problem. And then he hands him 2 medium cups for drinks. And Josh is like, I don't want these. And he's like, but you can have them though. And he's like, no thanks. And just puts them back and laughs and just like, why do they keep giving us fucking medium cups? We had 5 total that we didn't order. Like, what the fuck? There are 4 of us and we had fucking 9 drinks.
It just sounds like these guys in Ukiah just need to get their shit together.
Oh my god, it was my favorite shit. Like every time I go to Ukiah, weird new shit happens, and this was hilarious. I loved it. Ukiah is like a trash city for trash people. Our buddy Kurt lived there for a little while, so I feel like I could say this because he would drive the 3 hours back. Like it's a weekend, and we're like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And he's like, oh, I'm just going to come back into Chico. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Coming in for the weekend? He's like, nah, just for the night. And it's like 5 p.m. And we're like, what? Why? He's like, I don't know. I kind of want to hang out. I'm like, okay.
Did he sleep here or did he leave?
And then it's midnight and he's like, all right, guys, I should go home. And we're like, what?
Wait, hold on.
Like,
so he'd get there at
fucking
8,
terrible.
And then he'd hang out for...
It felt like an hour. Like no time at all.
And then he'd just drive right back?
Dude, Kurt lives a mysterious life. He's
that's a 6 hours back and forth.
Ukiah's terrible.
No, Kurt's a bad person. What's wrong with him?
He's not a bad person.
He must be either really dumb or like
you
know what? He's a serial killer is what he is. Kurt kills people in Ukiah, drives 3 hours this way, dumps the body off, hangs out for a bit, has an alibi, then drives back. That's the only explanation. So I would never do that for you.
No. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter how much fun it is to hang out with us, right? It's a whole matter of he's been in Ukiah for a week and he wants to fucking kill himself because the town's so bad. So just driving somewhere far away makes him feel like, oh my God, I don't have to be in Ukiah. And then he has to drive back.
Far away back to. What I'm saying is, like, if that were me, I'd be like, cool, I'm going to come over around 5, get there at 8, and then spend the whole night there and just crash on a couch and leave in the morning.
Yeah. No, I understand the normal way to do it, but the thing is, you need to be at work the next morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's a matter of like, I'm going to kill myself. This town is so bad. I need to leave now kind of thing, you know?
That is...
Ukiah is that bad. That's the level of bad it is. It's like, desolate. Nothing is good. Everyone's like a fucking moron. He's like, the best place to go is that Chevron I just told you about. He's like, that's the best place to go. They have amazing fucking burritos. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, there's a little Mexican place in there and they got great burritos. It's the only like safe place here. And you could get a killer milkshake too. And we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a little thing and it gives you like hot chocolate or milkshakes. And we're like, what?
It does it does extremes, either cold or hot, not
so we had gone there once, not for food or anything. We had to get gas, and then we were like, let's get some water or something. So go in the store. In the time of like leaving the store and walking to the car, there were two homeless people arguing with a guy who was selling dogs on the corner. And there were two people going by with strollers full of shit, not like a baby in it, like two homeless people with strollers. And we're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I love going to Vaycayyyy. It's the trash capital of California.
Now, if we have any listeners in Vaycayyyy,
I'm so sorry for you guys.
Thanks for listening. We love your city.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening. We love your city.
Those are the highlights. I think I've talked enough about stupid shit.
I still think Kurt might be a serial killer. Anyways,
he probably is. Who gives a shit? Kurt's a weirdo. I love him. There was one day. This is my favorite
episode
thing.
on Kurt.
Yeah, welcome to the Kurt Show. My favorite thing that he's ever done. He's played baseball throughout college. He's traveled to all different places. He just shows up in weird places and just like plays baseball. That's his thing. So he's like one of the coaches of the local team, Chico Heat. And one night we were just, I don't know, we watched Jeopardy or something. We never watched Jeopardy. We left the TV on. Then the news came on. And then Kurt was on TV. And we're like, excuse me? We just hung out with you yesterday. And he's just like, and we like text him about it. And we're like, what the fuck? He's like, oh yeah, I didn't think anyone would see or care. And we're like, what the fuck?
Good for Kurt, man.
It was so funny. He just showed up on TV and was like, oh yeah, I did that. Because the thing is, he always goes off and he's like, I got some shit to do in like a couple hours. And that's kind of the situation it was. It's like, can't hang out tomorrow. I got something going on. And we're like, all right, man, see you later. It's like volleyball games that he also plays. Or like has these weird little family things that go on, you know, like typical stuff. But then that thing that wasn't unlike anything else, like, you didn't want to tell us you were on TV, you fucking wild animal. We should talk about the news.
Yeah. So this week it's pretty impromptu. So these are just kind of things we find at the top. Not so much information. He's gonna say things. I'm gonna speculate. We're gonna keep it pushing. So what's the news?
Check this out. Steins Gate Zero is gonna premiere in spring 2018.
Super stoked.
Steins Gate Zero is it's a visual novel, which explores a different timeline
where everything's bad.
Timeline. So we're gonna get a TV show of that. So I'm fucking so excited. This is gonna be weird and cool.
This should be a lot of fun.
Pretty neat. Food Wars Season 4 is announced for spring.
Cool.
That's fucking rad. I mean, the whole matter of like 1 month, or I mean, one season off, that's not bad. That's like fucking good.
No, and people love it, so good for them.
Yeah. We got a whole new list of the anime that's going to be coming out for the winter, so we'll go over that next week. And then we're gonna wind up watching all of it, and it might be like 2 weeks into all the shows airing, just to prepare you guys, you know, where we're at with our lives, what's going on. And since we're almost done with this season of anime, we almost have our guest special episode with Kyle.
Yeah.
Who's going to be reviewing A Sister Is All You Need.
The worst anime of the season.
In our opinion.
Yeah.
Right now, according to Reddit, the two best shows are The Ancient Magus Bride.
And hold on, let me get the second one. We don't agree with it. Second one is Illustrious Something.
You're fucking close. That one's up there. Sister Is All You Need.
What? Shut the fuck up. That's the second best one?
I went into the comments of the latest episode, which has like so many fucking upvotes, and they were talking about things like, oh man, it's so exciting. Like all this stuff's happening. I'm really excited for these characters. And oh, it's so funny. Like this is so funny that they're doing that. I want to put my head in that girl's lap. And I'm like, what? And they just showed a picture of like two girls naked. And I'm like, all right, so now this is the part that I'm expecting. But why is this so fucking high up there? And then everyone's just like, oh yeah, super sexy. Happy that this character's doing some sexy shit. Sexy. Oh man, I can't believe that they said attack on penis. Penis. Penis is a sword. Penis.
Hey, question.
I'm like, whoa.
Just for me, it's Illustrious Something?
Yep. It sure is. Land of the
Lustrous, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say Bride or Sisters All You Need would be my top two. But anyways,
I mean,
we'll talk about it. We're gonna get there.
We'll get
but
into that.
That's surprising for me.
Yeah,
actually.
super interesting. Sad news. Michiru Shimada, the screenwriter of Little Witch Academia, has passed away a few days ago.
Man, it's a real bummer. Moment of silence. All right, man. She will be missed.
Absolutely. But in light of all this news, we are getting some new trigger information. So their new show, Darling in the Franxx, is coming out in a few weeks here for the winter season of anime.
Do we know anything about it? Fuck no.
It looks fucking weird and like, dude, I'm down. Let's see what you got, Trigger.
The weirdest thing about it, I feel like, is that all we've seen is visual, like one visual thing, whatever. Yeah. It's like school uniforms, but they're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really like, huh?
Dude, we'll see. It's going to be a fun, weird, different time than anything else. Trigger has also started a Patreon, and like the reason that this is so important, people that make the most money at that company, like overall, they're just going to split it evenly among their employees. Like whatever they get, they're going to split it all. So the person that makes the most money, it's not going to make a huge impact, but the person that makes the least, it will. A lot of the people that work in anime, they have to do shitty like in-betweener work, which means that they fill in the frames between like key visuals. And it's just like a shitty job, but hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's where you start. Yeah,
good for them. But they normally only make like $700-800 a month. Ugh. That's fucking nothing, especially if you're living in a city like Tokyo. It's going to be rough. So everyone's getting $100 more every month.
Yeah.
So that's a fucking huge bump.
Yeah, that's something. You know,
that's more than 10%.
I mean, if I could, I'd give them all the money in the world, you know, because of what they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, any money is good money, you know?
So I think that that's pretty cool that this Patreon is happening, even though it's like they're already a business. Like, why do they need to get more money? Anime does not make much money. And I feel bad for these people that, you know, they make this beautiful work. They put in so much effort, but they don't get much money out of it.
Yeah.
And now good for them. I think the average donation was $4 per donation, which is pretty good. So somebody might make a 50-cent donation. Somebody might make a $20 donation. You know, it all balances out.
Cool, man. Cool. Good for them. Hopefully, you know, they make a good profit on that.
Yeah.
Because they deserve it. They definitely earn it. Anyways, what else?
There's a new sound Euphonium movie coming out called Liz and the Blue Bird, and I'm fucking excited. It looks different than the regular visual. So we're looking at Kyo Annie. They were the ones that made sound Euphonium. They did K-On!, they've done Haruhi, fucking the most beautiful show I've ever seen, Shirobako. You know, stuff that's like really high quality, clean looking, smooth animation. This looks a little bit different. It still looks kind of clean and smooth, but it looks a little bit more arty.
Yeah, it's really like it's
artistic.
It's really
funky.
like it has a like illustrated vibe to it, you know. What's surprising is what's it called, Liz and the Bluebird.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know if there's a character named that or something?
Liz is one of the main characters.
Okay, cool. So I'm just thinking like a mini thing or whatever, like a it's a movie.
It's going to be a movie.
Yeah, so probably just some stuff that
I'm very excited about it.
Probably doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the stuff.
Probably not.
Cool.
Which is fine because the whole show is just about them playing music. So this is just more music, a little bit of character. It's going to be great. Overlord, we talked about it last week. I don't know if you remember that, but we did.
I was here. I remember.
Okay, good. I went ahead and bought a couple of light novels of Overlord. I was at Barnes & Noble picking up some shit, and then I was like, oh, hey, look at those boys. So I bought those. I'm excited to read them eventually. And we got some more Overlord news. This is just like an Overlord time to live.
Overlord heavy.
Heck yeah. So January 9th is the season premiere of season 2 of Overlord. That's like fucking right now.
Do you see this?
That's so cool. Doing? You're pumping it.
I'm raising the roof.
You're raising the roof.
Oh, hold on. Look at that. Both hands in the air.
Oh my God. There's no roof on the house anymore.
I'm so excited to see this new Overlord season because the second one ended. You finished it, right? You finished it?
Mm-hmm.
It ends on a good note, you know, but it's the world is still so like open. So like,
oh yeah,
there's still so much to find out.
They set up some things. They were like, oh, the lizard men. I'm like, oh, whoa.
Or they're like, oh, you know, the fact that someone's using a god level item or whatever, and there's like, whoa, that means there's somebody else from, you know,
there's some shit going on. There is some important stuff. So they released a promotional video. Essentially, we get to see a lot of the lizard people. We get to see a couple other characters that are going to be important.
I should have peeped it. Didn't peep it.
It's okay. You'll peep it after. It's fucking dope. It looks so good. It doesn't have any subtitles on it, which like no promotional videos ever do. So whatever. It looks clean. It looks tight. I really like the design. They have this. Looks like she might be more of like a princess lizard person. and she looks cool. Like, I really like what's going on with her. More of a slender design instead of like an alligator lizard type face. She's more like a newt or salamander or something like that. Looks fucking cool. So I'm into the visuals. I am into the plot. It's going to be tight. Next up, well, this is just a cool thing that happened. Daily Lives of High School Boys got added on to Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and I was saying this is great. It's an awesome show because it was taken off of Hulu, right? It was there for a bit.
Yeah.
Bummer is, the only thing is like, what it really needs is a dub, just because the high pace of the show. It's a great show, and I haven't finished it all, but I do want to watch it. I just think a dub would like do this show really right. Oh,
absolutely, without a doubt. So there's one more piece of news that I want to share with you guys. Our favorite old show, Yu Yu Hakusho, is going to release either a short or an OVA, something. They're going to release an animation here. It's going to be an anime special in 2018. Yes. So that's coming up soon.
It's not really like, we don't really know too much about it besides the fact that it's going to be part of this 25th anniversary Blu-ray package deal that's going on. But the extent of what this original thing is, we don't know. But I mean, that's cool. I'm a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Right.
We went at dinner earlier. We met a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho. Our waiter, Jesse, cool guy. What up, Jesse? Thanks for serving us some sweet food.
Dude, he gave us some tasty stuff. Just a nice little night.
Cool, man. So that is the news. Next up, we're going to be talking about our topic, which we said earlier was Erased, but the live-action Netflix series that dropped on the 15th of December. So really new.
Also, hey, shout out to Anna Bros Creative Podcast.
Yeah.
Super cool that you gave us some like timestamps for Monster and Overlord when we talked about those last week. Just like, awesome. I'm happy that you're enjoying the show.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Send us a message and tell us how to do that, because we don't know how to do that. That'd be cool to learn how to do that.
Well, I mean, you know, they just listened.
No. They should let us know how to do that. How to make the timestamps.
You just kind of
No. They should let us know.
But I mean,
they should just let us know.
Let's talk about Erased.
Yeah, let's talk about Erased. So, Erased came out in 2016, right?
Sure.
That was 2 years ago. It's about to be 2 years exactly, because it was in January, right?
Yeah, fucking wild, right?
Yeah, man, this fucking show. It's an anime that you and I really, really liked. I remember you told me about it, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And I fucking demolished this show.
Like, whoops, watched it in a day.
Just sitting there like crying. This is stupid.
You just feel, it's one of those shows where you watch it and it becomes your life, and then you feel empty after it's over.
So anytime anything with Erased comes up, it's good to know. So we were there at Anime Expo when they premiered the English dub, which is super fun to listen to. But this kind of snuck up on us. We kind of just backwards found it that it was here. You know, we knew it was happening. I remember we talked about it a while back.
We did, yeah.
But it just kind of slipped our mind, and the date dropped, and it dropped.
Boom! Here
on
it
finals,
is.
So we decided that we were gonna watch this and review it, because we already talked about Erased in the past. We always, because we like and respect Erased so much, we always refrain from spoiling the end part.
Because the whole thing is, it's a mystery. Like, we have to find out who the killer is of all these different people, and it's all tied together. And
so we always try to be like respectful about that, and we're going to still do that, because we still think there's a lot of merit in Erased, and I feel like it's still a show people should watch, even though some people still guess right off the bat who the killer is, which kind of bums me out when that happens.
Honestly, though, I feel like, I don't know if it's because I already know who the killer is, so watching this live action, I have it in mind, or if it's because they put like a heavy emphasis on this character, like more than usual, and
in
like
in the live action series.
Yeah,
I know. I feel it. It's definitely heavy handed. But hey, what can you do? We didn't make this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about Erased as much as we can without spoiling things. And then at one point, we're going to just talk about differences between this and the anime. And then at one point, we're just going to tell you to leave, because...
Get out of our house. We have to go to bed.
No, I mean, you didn't finish it. There's 12 episodes, and I watched all 12, and one thing we'll say right off the bat was the ending from the anime and this live action series is different. So I don't want to spoil that for you, because I know you want to watch it.
I haven't watched it yet. I've watched 7 episodes of it, and I've been really enjoying it. Yeah. First off, right off the bat, how do you feel about this show?
Oh, I love it. I thought it was really good. The thing is, you and I have this special... One of my favorite episodes to record is Live Action Garbage.
Yeah.
Where we just watch live action adaptations, mainly movies, right?
For the most part, they tend to be movies.
There's a few series out there we've checked out. But it's called Live Action Garbage because
live action is garbage when they try to adapt anime.
They're so bad. And what it would like shocks us, I feel it shocks me obviously, is like, how can it be this bad? Like, you have the source material there, you know?
We have like I guess you have an ongoing list of the best to the worst ranked live action.
Yeah, in our opinion. And you and I, at one point,
we have a little bit of a difference. We differed our
opinions. But for the most part, I feel like we agreed that, I know the top of my list is, what was it called? The one about the zombies. I Am Hero. I Am Hero, right?
And the whole deal with that is like, it is a manga adaptation, and I feel like it's easier to add.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because we haven't seen the anime, but I mean, from what we said, it's a great movie, regardless. So that's at the top.
That's good.
Second from that for you and I think was Anohana, which was a series actually. It was like a made for TV series.
I was insanely impressed. Like after we had seen all of this shit, and we're like, whoa, how did they do such a bad job?
Yeah, and we're like talking shit, like bottom of the barrel, like Devilman shit.
Oh yeah. You don't want to watch a lot of things we watched. I mean, you can, and as long as you're like willing to like put in the effort and have a good time with it. But you don't want to watch it unless you're committed to that idea.
Oh yeah, if you got to go in knowing that this isn't going to be good. Like, there's no way it's going to be good. Like, some of my favorite franchises have just been destroyed in live action.
Oh, fucking
Osama game was killed in live action. Fucking Death Note live action for Netflix was trash. Death Note, the animated series, no, the series,
live action series. Yeah.
Oh my god, how did that like get into production? How did that get made? Point is, this was a huge breath of fresh air. Where this is the first time I watched live action, and at no point do I want to say live action garbage. Like I feel like that would be really disrespectful to whoever made this and all the work that was made into making this live action.
It's a matter of like when we saw the series of Anohana in live action, we were like, wow, look at all that effort that they put into this. This is fucking good. But it's like not something that we would normally watch, but it's like impressive. After having watched the anime, it's like, whoa, okay.
But it's also kind of good when you compared it to all the other trash we saw. You know? So it was just like, is this perfect? Is Anohana the live action adaptation? Is it 10 out of 10 amazing? No, like there's like some really cheesy parts.
If I watched it on TV, it would probably be like a 4.
Yeah, and there's like
maybe
there's like some really cheesy acting in it. There are really cheesy parts in it. There's
out of 10. Sorry,
yeah, out of 5.
A 4 in general.
4
just
stars.
Like 4 out of 4. It's fine.
No, so what it is like this Anohana thing. Like the biggest issue for me was it almost felt like it wasn't in a real world. Like the way they talked to each other, or the way they went to places and stuff. Like it just didn't feel. It didn't feel like it was like in in the real world. And in the Anohana series, like, the animated series, yeah, there's that fantastical element where she's a ghost. But besides that, all the rest of it is like...
It's so genuine and so raw and real. Yeah.
But again, because they put so much effort in the live action Anohana, where it's like, you know what? Super props go all the way to the top, near the top, right?
Oh, yeah.
But this one, like, not only do they put effort in the show, like, it's shot amazingly. It looks amazing. The story is very true to its source material, even more true to the manga actually. Like I remember looking into it because there's like,
and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, there's some differences here and there, or whatever, from the anime. And I looked more into it, and I started going through the manga. I was like, oh, this is a true adaptation of the manga.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, cool, man, like good for them. So there are times where it like diverges. I can't tell you all the times. I haven't read all the manga, but I have flipped through a few parts and I'm like, okay, cool. This is where they go, blah, 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 that stuff. But yeah, no, this is, it's good. Like it's really good. The acting again, like really good, especially because like these kids, they're kids, and generally, kid actors aren't good actors, Like, I remember like the fucking early 90s, like being a kid actor was like a fucking joke, and then I think as time gone on, the kid actors take it more seriously. Like now we have like the Stranger kids.
Yeah,
kids,
absolutely. Stranger Things. Yeah,
Stranger Things. Right? Like they're really good actors. Like I want. Yeah. Oh, the It kids. I can't wait to see them grow up and become actors. Like become like adult actors.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of like promise, and it's cool to see these Japanese kids, also be good actors.
I don't know if you knew this or not. We just found this out. I'm sure you did because you fucking love this shit. Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy that the kids who voiced Hey Arnold like nailed it. Because I don't know, a lot of the things like Helga is sassy as fuck, and she nails it. Yeah. And this kid that's doing the voice, like it stuns me. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Hey Arnold. What you're saying is that the Hey Arnold show, which is like fucking one of my favorite '90s cartoons. I think is my favorite '90s cartoon.
Yeah.
the voice actors were all children.
Yeah, which is just insane to me because for the most part, children in any kind of TV show, like animated TV show, are just women.
Yeah, or it's like they're the kids, but it's really poorly done. But no, these also, by the way, the Hey Arnold Jungle movie came out.
The what?
The Hey Arnold Jungle movie. They made a movie. It's like an hour and a half long. It's like the continuation of the series, and it ends like he goes to find his family. Dude, I really liked it.
What the fuck? I don't understand the like era that we live in right now, where we're like it's just throwing so much weird nostalgic bullshit at us, and it's like we're full grown adults watching children's cartoons.
We're at the era where like people that watch the stuff we watch are now making things, and so they're like, "Cool, remember how awesome this was? Let's just do that again." And they do it, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I like the Hey Arnold Jungle movie; it's good. Okay, so back to this Erased series. We also can compare this to the actually Erased movie we watched with Japanese Brad Pitt in it. Remember that?
Fuck no.
You remember that? Japanese Brad Pitt, which is the guy that did Shuya from Battle Royale. He's my favorite Japanese actor.
Also, Death Note. He was Light.
He was Light, yeah. So again, Japanese Brad Pitt. He was in Erased, the live action movie. Okay, in the end of that movie, remember he just dies at the rooftop. He gets shot, and they're like, "Remember that?"
Wow, I definitely blocked this out.
But you remember that, right?
Do we? Have we factored this into the list? Where's it?
No, it's ranked in there. I'll look it up. But
holy shit! I can't believe that I forgot about this. That? Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, no, I remember parts of it, but it didn't feel because since it was a movie, they didn't have as much that they could go over. So it was just so much different.
Sorry, here we go. Yeah, so the Erased for me was ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth, and that's kind of biased because
you like Japanese Brad Pitt?
Japanese Brad Pitt a lot, and it looks for you. I'm looking at yours too. Yours also. He's at 4, below Another and below Anohana and below I Am Hero.
Huh.
Yeah, so for me, you and me are top 4.
I don't remember watching Another either. I feel like I blocked all of these out. I'm like,
dude, I remember watching all of these. I guess maybe I just remember live action. It's my favorite episode to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're great, but I'm also like, I fucking struggle through it, man.
Yeah, they're hard to do. That's kind of why it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, because in the live action movie of Erased, we have Japanese Brad Pitt in it. He doesn't really look anything like our main character,
Yeah.
Because he's too goddamn sexy. But our main character for this series looks spot on. He's like the right height. He's lanky. He's got the right hair. He's got the glasses.
Right.
He's kind of a meek looking dude. And then this kid version, I think it looks even better. He's got a really good, like cheesy, like awkward smile whenever he gets caught up on stuff. Like people like say something and he just says this weird like like laugh smile thing, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm really liking these actors in this. Yeah, no, I think the only issue I have with the visual representation is like there's every now and then they have to have characters with like beards on it, and they're totally fake beards. Like you can just see it's like glue on. Yeah. It's like so
that cracks me up. Like the detective.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is that on your neck, dog? Just don't have a beard. Like it's so bad. Why even bother pretending to make it look like one? So are you looking up the live action version of it, or what? Yeah. So
you just do you.
Yeah. So in comparison, to that, I feel it's like a lot better. It's longer. I don't remember what studio it is, but Netflix made this in association with another studio, like a Japanese studio. So I'm pretty sure this is shot in Japan, and there's the locations for that are like fucking amazing. Like I was telling when I was texting you, I was telling you like, man, like I'm watching this live action version of Erased, and it really makes me want to watch the series. And so after finishing the live action series, I went and watched the animated version and that was dubbed, and I watched all of it. And like there's parts where like there are smokestacks,
Oh yeah, they do great visuals.
Smokestacks. And there's lighthouses. There's the park is amazing. There's in the intro of Erased, there's this like weird looking like tire snake kind of thing where the boys are playing on, and like one boy scares the other boy and he drops all his stuff from his backpack supplies like on the ground. Yeah. There's like that turtle, that snake looking tire thing is in the show. I'm like, how the fuck did they? And I guess what my answer to this is I'm probably whoever made the Erased manga probably based it in a real town or whatever. Yeah. So he knows that school's there. He knows what's here. So when the anime was made, they just did the same visuals. And so when the movie was made, they just went to those locations to shoot it. I'm assuming.
Pretty cool though, right? Yeah.
But I think it looks really spot on. what was I also gonna say? Yeah, visually great. There's this beautiful scene where like the first, I think it was the first like teaser trailer I saw of Erase was when he's walking with the girl in, you know, and the foxes start running around them and they make it to that tree and there's that, you know, the Christmas tree in quotations or whatever. And it's just like the beautiful big tree with like a bunch of like stars behind it. That scene is in this live action series and it's fucking gorgeous. Like I'm
amazed. They have such good visuals. The snow falling, the like slow motion effects, but like it's glowing purple and white, and it just looks gorgeous. And it doesn't look
like that cheesy like 90s snow we used to get in those like Disney Channel movies where it's like you obviously know that's paper, you know, like this was like I don't know what it is. The fucking fake snow technology has gone miles and miles ahead of where we were in the past, but it's gorgeous because there's no way. I mean, I'm sure they can capture real snowfall, but it's probably harder than, you know, than just faking it. But the way they faked it looks great.
It looks so good.
Yeah. So there are differences. There are differences from this one to the other one, from this one and the movie and then the anime. They're different.
Completely.
And I was kind of bummed out at first. I was like, oh man, it's not exactly like the anime. Later, I found out that this movie's exactly like the manga. I was like, you know what? I guess I should be cool with that because it stuck to its source material. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, like the last 4 episodes of this live action series, completely deviate from the anime. Like it's just different.
That's so cool.
I was telling you that there's parts in it that are similar, but there's this parts where we see his recovery from like waking up from, you know, or whatever, you know, like from waking up from his hospital injuries or whatever, and it's a lot longer and more drawn out in this live action series opposed to the anime.
Right.
And in the movie, it's just like kind of just like not even. It's just kind of really just it's there but not really there. Especially the ending of the movie was something that really bugged me because I was like, oh, I know that's not how it's supposed to end.
It's just fucking stupid.
And now I really know that's not how it's supposed to end. And I'm like, how could you kill Japanese Brad Pitt? That was my homie. Anyways, I don't want to spoil the ending for you because like this one does end differently.
Right.
But there's also like a bit where, what's her name? The girl that's getting like abused. What's her name? Kayo comes back to school after like leaving to go with their grandma. She actually comes back to school and like
that was pretty cool.
And that was there. And in my head I was like, you know what? It's not bad that it's there. I don't know if this is how it is in the manga, but I kind of like it better how in the anime how she's just gone and like I don't have to worry anymore about her being in danger, which I really liked. What else was it that was different? I gotta think of my top of my head.
Yeah, no worries. It was all pretty much the same. There were a couple of things different. Like Irie, the girl who is in the like older storyline or whatever,
like
his
coworker and is like
who was helping him like kind of escape from the bad boys. So she did we explain the plot at all?
We just kind of assumed that people knew what Erased was.
Yeah. So
let's explain Erased.
Our main character guy, he is he 28? I feel like he's 28.
No, he's older than that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So he's like 30 or some shit.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends what you're watching in, because in the the live action series, he wakes up 15 years after being 11, so that would make him what?
26.
Okay, and in the anime, I think it's specifically stated that he's like in his like early 30s or something like that.
Interesting. Anyway, so he's at that age.
He's older. He's not young.
He's working at a pizza place. He's also working on manga. He's always wanted to be a mangaka. So he went ahead and submitted his manga to this studio or whatever. And then he's talking with somebody and they're like, no, you know what? You're just, you're
not good.
You need some good shit. Okay, bye. And they like blow him off. And then he's going out and delivering pizza. And suddenly he like flashes back to like a couple seconds ago from like when he was driving. And then he's just like, oh shit, something's going on. This has happened before. Again, like, what's going on? I got to figure out, like, look for everything, look for details and everything. I got to figure out the situation that's fucked up. And then he sees that there's a driver who he's driving a big old truck.
And he's slumped
with like supplies, and he's slumped. And then it turns out that he's like holding onto his chest and he's losing control of the car.
Yeah.
He had a heart attack and died. So this dude's like trying to help him get out of that situation and save this kid who gets hit on the street. And that's why he went back in time, because he's able to prevent something bad from happening, but he doesn't realize what it is. Then a little bit later, like after that, he gets wounded and he wakes up and he's got like a little bit of head injury, but he's still fine. So he's hanging out with his mom. She came and she decided that she's going to stay at his place until he gets better. Mm-hmm. Then it happens again. He's like, figure out the situation. And then he tells the mom as it's going on, like, hey, look for anything weird going on. She's like, oh shit, like you did this
You've
once
done this
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're looking around and she sees this dude holding this little girl's hand. And then the dude lets go and like walks off into a car and drives away.
Yeah. At least
she's
the
like,
girl.
that's fucked up. Like,
but then she was like, he was even able like, oh, I think you stopped a child abduction earlier.
Yeah.
Today. She took a picture of, in the anime, she took a picture of the guy's plates and stuff. And she kind of felt like she recognized this dude, but she wasn't exactly sure.
Right. So she starts contacting this detective and being like, hey, so let's figure out this shit. Yeah. She's friends with the detective. They were talking like forever ago.
Yeah, they were friends.
Loves.
It also kind of came up because like on the news, there's a report of like a missing child. And she's like, oh, this reminds me of like when you were a kid, somebody went missing. And then he's just...
I don't remember that.
It just all kind of comes back to her. And she's like, oh, fuck. She knows who this guy is. And she knows that the guy that they arrested in the past is innocent, and she calls up the reporter guy who's an investigator now. But before that happens, his bitch gets killed. Yeah,
she gets killed by that murderer.
Yeah.
So our main character dude comes home, sees his mom's dead, starts freaking out, like, oh shit. The neighbor notices that it happened and thinks that the son did it. Mm-hmm. So he's running away, like, I didn't do this shit. And then he winds up like getting caught, but he travels back in time.
Yeah.
To when he's a kid.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the first episode. And I was like, what the fuck? We're just children now?
Yeah. He's back in the 80s.
Yeah. So now he's trying to like figure out who the murderer is and how it all ties into each other. And he's doing his best to protect this one girl when he's a kid. And then she winds up, like, I'm not going to spoil too much. She winds up dying and he goes back into the future again.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, I'm here and I still have to run away. And then he's getting help from his coworker friend. And there's like a whole plot going on with that. He's trying to figure out who the murderer is while he's in like the present time. And then he goes back into the past. And then he's trying to like figure out who the murderer is and protect these people that are dying.
Yeah.
Also that he could save his mom from figuring out who this murderer is. So he's saving like a shitload of people.
But he can't save them all at the same time, It's like...
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's in the show, I feel like he goes back and forth like a lot more.
You know what? I thought so too.
But after, in the anime.
But after rewatching it, he goes back a total of 3 times or whatever.
Really?
He relives his life 3 times. So he lived it his first time going all the way through where nothing happened, right? And then he goes back one time at when he's running away from his mom from from when they first find the body.
Yeah.
And he ends up there, and then he's stuck there until he's running again when he finds out that all the work he had gone to waste because she still got killed or whatever. And so then he's back in the future, which at first I thought, oh, this is so lame, because my least favorite part was like the future part. But it makes sense for him to be there because he has to be back in the future to learn that his effects in the past can change things or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why seeing like, oh shit, she died at a later date.
Yeah, instead of dying on the 2nd, she'll die on like the 4th. This is like, oh, this is good to know. I can't affect this. So he went all the way through twice, went back, and then he's like gets caught essentially, and then like he sees the killer. He's like, no, I gotta go back, and he goes back one more time. And then this time is the world that we're in where shit just fucking pans out the way he's going.
Yeah.
More or less works.
Where like he's seeing some shit happening, he's like, gotta be super fucking careful and on top of this one. Can't let anyone fucking die. Gotta do our best. Yeah. So everything's kind of working out the way that he wants it to.
So I thought it was more too, but it's after seeing it, multiple times, I guess, in different iterations. Yeah. It was only 3 times. But what's cool is that like the whole premise of him having this ability he calls revival is interesting because it's never really explained as to why he can do this.
No.
It's never like he's it's just something he does, and it's something that he learned.
It's not like a particular superpower either. But in the live action, it feels like he has more control over it.
It does. And you know what? The thing I think the reason on the live action it looks like he has more control is because of the way they do the special effects. Mm-hmm. Like in the way he does the special effects in the live action, like it literally looks like he's tearing through time, like he's tearing through something. Like it looks like he's physically doing it, as opposed to like
just kind of like flashing.
Yeah, and in the anime, it's more like a Spidey sense kind of deal, where it's just like something. I mean, we visually see it as a butterfly, like this butterfly that goes by. But for him, it's just like a shock, and then an instant
like he wakes up back to where he is,
and the lines get repeated, and actions happen, and we see it and he's just like, oh damn, this just happened, because Revival can go from anywhere to usually because he's done it in the from 2 to 5 minutes, except for this one time where he went back fucking like years, just way into the past. I mean, I was gonna say, so here's the point where like if you haven't seen Erase, I'd say tune out.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil where the killer like comes into play, and we're
gonna just do some more things that you don't want to release. We really want you to watch Erase.
Well, I guess beforehand, what are the best parts about this, and what are the worst?
Best parts about it is they did it right. They
did.
They finally, like, you and I always talk about this. Like, we watch all these live action garbage things, and we're just like, how can they fuck up so bad?
They don't feel like these are the things that go wrong. They don't feel like the characters. The dialogue's fucked up. They mess up the story. Yeah. Nothing looks right.
Right, exactly. Which is like, and we're just sitting there like they have. It's literally like, what's it called? Storyboards. Like if you look at the manga, or look at it's like
it's all right there. It's laid out in front of you. Just do it again.
And sometimes they try to wimp out and change things, and I don't blame them, but like because sometimes like, oh, let's make it different. No,
some things are totally worth changing. Some things need to be changed.
Yeah, like sometimes like I agree. Sometimes like you'll see like a rebooted movie, you're like, wow, the reboot did this. It's cool,
Yeah, and it's like better.
But sometimes like in this case, like live action stuff, they'll do something different. You're just like, why would you do that? Like
stupid.
Like for example, like the Death Note movie that came out, like almost
Netflix
like
one.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Like that was
none of it was like the source material.
Heart wrenching. Like they're like, oh, it's like an action movie now. Like we're trying to make it for westerns. Like don't fucking do that.
How about you make it the good shit that everyone fucking loved? Yeah, and it wasn't even that like Japanese.
Or just don't fucking touch it. Like if you're not gonna do right by it, don't do it at all.
Exactly. So they did great things with this. The characters felt the same. The visuals were gorgeous. Really good job.
Yeah.
The acting was good. The story follows the same plot. My biggest complaint is, since it is like it's subtitled.
Yeah.
I like the anime more personally. If you're going to put in the effort to watch it with subtitles, why not just do the anime?
Yeah.
Or you could watch it dubbed as an anime, so it's even less effort. But this live action, for anybody that's seen the anime, so worth checking out because it's good. It's actually good. It fucking shocks me so much. Like to my core, I'm like going into this expecting a stupid ass dumb time, especially after Netflix just released the Death Note movie, which was just a phenomenal flop.
Yeah. What's funny is that I was kind of worried about it too, being like, man, I don't want to see him like fuck up, because you and I gave Erase, the live action movie, a kind of higher ranking. That's because it was, comparatively, it was in as trash as other things. But I didn't want to have to see this and be like, wow, I'm disappointed again. But it was something really, really nice about watching this and seeing Netflix do right by a franchise that I really, really care about. Because after they fucked up Death Note, it's like, man, like not even Netflix, who are supposed to be, Netflix at one point could do no wrong. Now they just kind of release a bunch of stuff and like not everything lands. So seeing that they're able to do this, I'm like, good, man. Like there are people out there who are listening and finding out like what works and what doesn't work.
So out of 10, what would you give this?
Okay, so before that, I do agree though. If you're gonna watch this, you might as well watch the anime. Like,
please watch the anime before you watch this.
I'm saying like, because if you have, if these both were options, like you have to watch one or the other, just watch the anime version of it. I mean, it's better because it's a it's drawn out, like they can physically move things, and manipulate things.
There's some shots that look better. First off, there's no intro to the live action show, and the anime. I don't know if you've listened to our like intros episode.
Erase has one of the best intros ever.
I think it might be the best intro. Yeah,
it's really integral to the plot and has an amazing song that just really gets you. Like you just, I want to cry. I want to cry of how like beautiful it is. They
do such a good job.
Really just it somehow pumps me up and makes me sad and hopeful like all at the same time.
And then you get to one of the last episodes and the intro is even more impactful for like special plot reasons. Yeah. You should definitely watch the anime.
Absolutely.
It's a masterpiece.
That's what I was telling you. I was telling you, like, I remember like text you like, look, man, like this show's good, but it just makes me want to rewatch the anime. Yeah. And then you're like, I don't know. And then you're like, damn, I really want to rewatch this. And I went and I rewatched it and I felt really good. Yeah. The intro does have like huge, like
It has an impact.
Yeah, and especially it makes me really happy.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Like if you're gonna watch this, especially if it's just sub, they're not gonna come out with a dubbed version of it.
No.
You might as well watch the dubbed version of the anime or the sub version of the anime.
Yeah.
That being said, though, this is still really good. And say you have a buddy that fucking hates anime, that shits on anime.
Yeah.
Make them watch this.
Absolutely.
Just don't even tell them. Don't even tell them it's an anime.
When we first reviewed this, we said this could be a live action show.
This could be live
action.
This
Absolutely.
could be on AMC. This could be on HBO. You know, you just have to. You'd have because the story's all there.
It's perfect. Yeah.
You just need the right actors and the right shots and this proved it. This proved that. Like,
thank God.
This can definitely. I know because I feel like we've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
And this one finally proves it that it is possible to make a live action something good. The point is that it's because it's erased and like we love it so much. We're just like just go watch the anime. Like,
yeah.
But no, I out of 10. Compared to like all other live actions, it's gotta be the bar. Like this is the best live action thing.
Okay, not out of other live actions.
Just
like as a legitimate
show
thing.
I don't know, like a high 7. Like in my opinion.
A high 7?
Yeah.
I'd probably give it a high 6 or a 7. Just like middle of the road 7. Somewhere between there.
I could see myself like watching this. Say I know nothing about Erased. I could see myself watching this and super enjoying it.
And then that's the thing. Like it's got everything there, but there are a couple things that are kind of weird with me.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the special effects you were saying are pretty bad at the end.
No, there's
and then there was one moment where it just didn't make sense. Since his whole revival deal is if he goes back in time, he's changing the timeline or whatever, which is fine. But there's one point where he's going from a kid back to being an adult.
Yeah, and it looks like he vanishes from one and goes to the next one. And that, you know what? I didn't even notice that until you said it, and I was like, it doesn't bug me because I didn't physically register it, but I can understand why that like might be an issue with you because that's not how it works. Technically, he goes back to the future, but he still lives that entire life over or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still stuck there. He's just not consciously there.
Yeah, suddenly like his adult conscious is gone from this child.
I can't remember if it's one or the other, but I know in the anime, when he's in a kid form, his inner monologue is the adult voice.
Yes,
which I really liked. And
that's how it is for the show too.
And then when he wakes up later, he's in his adult body, but his inner monologue is the kid. And I was like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if that's in this or not. I know there's differences. One issue was saying was like, this show is gorgeous, and I was like, yeah, man, fucking 10 out of 10 visually. They haven't done anything to disappoint me yet.
They did some,
and then they get to like near the very, I think it's either the last episode or the second last episode, where they have this really shitty like visual effect, and I was like, oh, this is bad. And then right after that, they have an even shittier visual effect. It was like 2 visual effects in the row that were garbage. And I was just like, oh man, I guess I know where the budget went. And like in the first, and all the other, which is fine because like I've seen like the worst. Fucking don't even get me started on the live action or on Host Club visual effects. You know, like they in my opinion, Netflix and this other company did right by
such
Erase.
a good job. I'm so happy about this. Like honestly, Erase is one of the best shows I've ever seen. This live action adaptation was killer. But like, let's go into the spoiling things.
Yeah, go away if you're still listening. Get out of here. Go watch the show and come back,
please.
Okay.
All right. Man, those kids, they just wanted to hear more.
The kids were the murderers. I can't believe it the whole time.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking Kenya was out there killing people left and right.
Kenya's a killer.
You know what's funny? When I first watched the show, I thought Kenya might be like a bad guy.
Dude, that would be fucking insane. Because like he's too smart.
No, he was too smart.
Like
dude.
Psychopath smart.
Like I'm rewatching it. I'm like, how did he pick up on that? You know? And then in the live action movie, it's even creepier when it's like a real person. Because like that look, I'm like, why the fuck does this little shit know this? I was like, there's something up here.
Like in the show or whatever, he comes up and is like, hey, have you read Poe's book yet or whatever?
Yeah, the Switching Man or whatever. And he's just like, I gave it to you 2 weeks ago. He's like, no, I haven't. I'll get on that. Cool, man, no big deal. And he's like, that book doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, can we go talk in the hallway by the way? And he's like, sure, dude. I never gave you that book. Who the fuck are you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Who are you? Like, what's happening?
Because then I thought because the idea in my head came up. well, if this kid has this one power, why is it impossible to believe that Kenya might also have some sort of power?
Yeah, that's what the first time that I was watching the anime, I was like, Kenya's totally got a power.
Oh yeah, no, I thought, and besides him being super smart, I thought,
does he have the same power?
That'd be crazy. He's like, I've relived this life 100 times. I'm 100 years old.
Just goes full Madoka.
Yeah, no, it's or it's fucking like fucking all you need is kill or whatever. Like, he's the fucking mimics. For all you people don't know, all you need is kill is the day after tomorrow. No, The Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat by Tom Cruise.
Good shit.
I'm almost done with that manga. I should really finish that. Yeah. So, admittedly, I thought Kenya was. I thought Kenya might. The killer? Because I didn't want. Okay, here we're gonna spoil it. I didn't want it to be the teacher. Like,
Okay. Well, in the anime, when I was watching it, I was like, this teacher's like, clearly it's kind of suspicious how like. Aware he is about all these things,
but like doesn't seem to do shit about these things, It's just like, yeah, I've seen that and I've gotten on that. Have you fucking piece of shit?
Yeah, so there's that, but then I'm also like, this teacher's being like a pretty helpful teacher, and honestly, like in a lot of kids' lives, some of them just have their teacher that they're like able to be close with.
Yeah,
and, like the main character doesn't have a dad, and that's like a pretty big thing. Where he's like, you know what, my teacher is a very good guide for me.
Yeah.
I'll look up to him as like kind of a father figure type thing. So I was believing that a lot more than I probably should have, because obviously he's the killer.
It's a real bummer that it was that simple, because Sarah called in episode 2 and I was so mad that she was right, because I wanted it to be something different. Like, like say it was Kenya, like say the idea is that it's this kid that just happens to, he's so smart and he just kind of likes killing other kids.
Right.
That's fucked. Who better to fucking lead someone off and like, hey, let's hang out, than another child,
Right.
Or be like a team up with a child and somebody else, because there's also that one shot where you see the teacher talking to Kenya in the office. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Is this a duo here going on?
Yeah.
But no, it being the teacher, really predictable and did bum me out.
I also kind of hope that it was Kaio's mom's boyfriend.
Yeah, I feel
Remember how he killed her on accident, Kaio?
Okay, you know what? This is also something that I, while rewatching, I realized I was also wrong, because there's a couple things I thought I was wrong. So what it is that I thought Kaio also got killed that time by her mom and her mom's boyfriend, right? Like they beat her, and then what happened?
She was just sent out into the shed, and she was killed there by the killer.
No. What happened was like she was beat, sent to the shed. The killer then took her and then sprayed her with water.
Yeah,
and then brought her back.
Yes,
and when they came out to see Kaio, she was dead.
Yeah,
and so then they brought her in and thought, oh fuck, we killed her, and then they just hit her.
Yeah.
So originally I thought like,
but we didn't know that the killer did that.
No, we didn't know that until like 3 or 4 episodes later, when someone like the detective explains it to him. Yeah,
I was thinking that it was like hopefully going to be the mom's boyfriend at one point. I was like, but he was just, a lot of things.
Yeah, he's essentially like a throwaway character. Like he's
not even there.
He's just like not really there. Yeah, no, you know what? Here's a bit I want to talk about. When we find out, you're I think one episode away from finding this out. In the live action series, we get a backstory as to why the teacher kills, and it's really fucking dark, Trip.
I'm so excited.
It's now. So what happens is, and I now remember, the episode ends with he gives him a sleep medicine. Is that what it is? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He gives him tea to drink, and inside it there's some sleeping pills, and so he falls asleep. And he still does the same thing where he pushes the car into the river and pulls the window down to drown him. So that's how the episode ends. And the next episode starts with him telling his story to him being unconscious. He's just like, oh man, and he explains to him why he does what he does. And oh my God, Trip, I swear to God, it's fucking heavy.
Good. I want that.
And I feel like it really brings that character in whole, and it explains to why he is the monster that he is.
Good.
As opposed to I don't know, in the anime there's no real explanation. He just kills kids. In the manga it might be there, because we know it's more true to the manga. This show is, so that might be it. But I think they did a really good job with painting the picture of who this guy is.
They did that. They also improved a little bit on Irie, how she's practice self-defense and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's a little bit more fleshed out as a character rather than just being like this girl.
The only bit I didn't like about that was that how quickly the way we discovered that is our main character is in Irie's room and he's just like looking through stuff and he's like self-defense books, and then there's one article is like how to make a stun gun with the camera.
Yeah.
And he looks at it for like 10 seconds and he just keeps going. And then in the past, he's a kid. He makes a stun gun from a disposable camera. And I'm just like, come on, and they give us a flashback to when he learned how to do that. It's like he flipped through it. Like he didn't read it or anything.
And that's what I just watched in the last episode.
But I do like the fact that we find Irie, the fact that she like does kick ass and she's like a super strong chick. Because when the killer comes to her, as opposed to like in the show, it's like he just lights the house on fire. In this one, he comes at her with like a knife, whatever. And she's like, "Nah, I ain't having it." And she does like take him out,
knocked out of the window, second floor. Yeah,
a real silent voice kind of death.
True that.
In quotations, she doesn't really, obviously doesn't die. And then we see Irie later again. She comes back in the show and she's still a badass. You know what? Something though, the fact that Irie is more in the show, in the live action show, takes away from how sad I felt in the anime when he loses her. Because like,
listen, man, here,
because I know this is the thing that gets you.
It kind of like. I loved her in the anime. I was like, they got to be together. Like, this is their.
I wanted him and the chick that he saved to be together.
Yeah,
but that fucking bitch. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm like, dude, you're blowing up the audio.
I'm sorry.
Left and fucking right.
I'm just so mad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I understand that on one hand, but on the other hand, like he was in a coma for 15 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way in fucking hell.
We just had this conversation. I'm just riled up.
I know, I understand. But when I was buying, I bought the first book of Erased for Leandra for Christmas.
Don't tell her.
Yeah, Leandra doesn't give a fuck anyways. So I bought her
Kyle,
Erased.
don't tell her.
And when I was buying it, the girl that was ringing me up was like, "Oh yeah, I like this anime a lot. It's really good." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love it. I haven't checked out the manga, but I'm pretty excited about that." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just so upset that he didn't wind up with that girl that he saved, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, he was in a coma for 15 years, and the other girl was there, and like I always wanted them to be together, and they were like the same age, and they had different things going on." And she was like, "Yeah, no, actually, the 15 years thing, that totally makes sense." Like,
yeah, I mean, it's that whole like, it's that reality versus like, fantasy or whatever. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The beautiful fantasy part of it would be her being a part of his life still while he's in a coma and like waiting for him to wake up and then being together.
Well, but the girl was just like, she had a kid with somebody else, really upset. I'm like, God, anime fans are the fucking worst.
What's funny is, like, that's the fantasy part. And the reality part, like, if it was a real thing, would be like, man, that's really sad. And you're sad for a hot minute. And then you just move on. And, like, she would make her own life. And she would fall in love. And she would have a kid. And then when she finds out that her boy wakes up, she would go see him and be like, you were amazing to me. Like you saved
my life.
Yeah.
You made the biggest impact. And
look at this. Like,
I will never forget you.
Look at this baby I have. This is because of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
all
fucking,
these things.
I'm not going to cry.
You're going to cry.
I'm not going to cry. He's
crying.
Which is fucking beautiful. But yeah, no, I was talking to you about it too. Like, I was super mad. Here was my beef with it.
All right, let's beef it up.
I didn't find this out. And so I watched the live action show.
Sure.
And then there was like something happened, like a hiccup. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, that can't be right. And so then when I watched the anime, I was like, wait, hold on, was I wrong this whole time?
So
I was
we were talking
triggered
about these characters, just memory stuff.
Yeah,
just bad memory.
So what happened is Kenya essentially, which is his like right hand man, the guy that was there
helping solve the
murders, the guy that was super smart, the guy that I thought maybe at one point was even a murderer. I thought that in the end. Kaio ended up hooking up with him and having a kid together. And that shit really pissed me off. Like, I was like really mad because I'm a horrible anime fan. I was just like, man, fuck that bitch. She's, being so mad, right?
But I mean, that's one of those things where like, you can have those opinions, but as soon as you start sharing it with like people, strangers, you're like, bro, come on.
Exactly. So, but I'm saying like, I was super mad because it was like, I felt like it was a betrayal. I felt like it was Tommy Wiseau, fucking a disaster artist betrayal. You were just like, I've been raped. Yeah. Just like, what the fuck? You betrayed me. No, what it was is I just felt that like, look, man, our main character went so hard to save this girl. Girl got saved, main character is out of the picture for 15 years, and then Kenya, which is our boy's best friend, ends up hooking up with her and marrying her and having a kid. And I thought, I was in my head, I was like, fuck him. Like, not just her, like, fuck Kenya. Like, how can he do that to your fucking bro, you know? And then later, which is like recently, a couple days ago, yesterday exactly, I found out I was wrong. I found out that Kaio doesn't marry Kenya. Kaio marries the other boy who looked like a little girl. The boy that was also killed by the serial killer.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they were both supposed to be dead and they both wound up together. And it's kind of beautiful.
You know what? I'm just like, I'm sitting here like realize like over there, like when I realized my how wrong I was like, hold on. Kenya is a real bro. Kenya didn't do my dog like that. Kenya was like, nah, man, bros before hoes. Kaio lived her life. She fell in love with the doctor kid, the little boy that looked like a little girl for some reason. And they got together, and I was just like, and they made a beautiful baby. And I was like, and in reality, they never would have lived, you know? They never had, like, so it's just
a whole different layer of, like, beauty and wonder.
Not only did he save, like, 2 lives, he saved the 3rd life that never would have been there. Yeah. And I'm just sitting in my room, like, crying, being like, oh my God, I was so wrong.
I'm sitting in there fully erect, just like, finally.
I was literally, like, just like, oh man, I was so wrong about that. And you know what?
It feels good to be wrong sometimes, you know?
No, I'm like, actually, I am super relieved I'm wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, thank God. I'm so happy these characters. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Yeah.
No, dude, you don't know. Legitimately, that was me.
Yeah.
Not even
I'm excited for you, dude. I'm so stoked.
No, I'm giddy over here. I'm just like, yeah, man. Like, I'm just, like, this beautiful story in my eyes got even like more beautiful. Like, and it's impossible because I thought it was like one of the most amazing things ever. We were talking to our waiter. Our waiter comes and was like, hey guys, what are you guys talking about? And we're just
like, sorry, I don't know if this is weird, but like, whatever you're talking about sounds really interesting. What is it? And we're like,
and it was really hard to explain it.
It's anime, but it's live action, but it's not, but it is. And we're talking about both. And that's what we're doing. We have an anime podcast. I'm sorry. What's your name? Like,
And then we like explained to him, like, and we gave him like the name of obviously Erase where you can watch it.
He's like, oh, I'm really interested in anime, actually. I just started watching
and
a bunch.
We're both like, really?
He's like, I need some anime to watch. I just watched Sword Art Online. And we're like, all right, let's just give you a whole bunch of fun.
He was just like, I'm done with finals. I know it was school. I'm just like, bro, me too. Here we go. And we just started naming stuff off to him. And then
he's just writing it all down like, ooh, like
he really cared. And then what's funny is that at the end, I was like, I felt bad. I was like, oh my God, like we set up this man to just implode in like 2-3 weeks. Like once he's done watching all these amazing shows, it's just like, what does he do with himself?
He watches Steins Gate.
Yeah, okay. But you also gave him Steins Gate.
Did I?
Yeah.
I gave him Madoka.
Oh, you didn't give him Steins Gate?
And I did
good.
Not.
Okay, good.
No, that's the sleeper. That's for Jesse. When you listen to this episode, remember Steins Gate is going to be the one that tops everything that we just gave you.
Steins Gate's really good. And then Steins Gate Zero comes out next year. So
oh man.
Anyways, I feel like because I don't want to spoil how this ending is. Point is, it's different than the way it is.
And now that like it's a new thing too, go out and watch it.
I mean, unless you know the manga, then whatever.
I mean, Juan's not spoiling it for me on purpose. But not only that, this just came out.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to not spoil the ending of this. We could at this point, like we don't want to, but we totally could spoil the end of like we've already told you who the murderer is, but that's not the end of the show.
No. So I will have you know though, I did feel that like this ending, I kind when it started, like it felt like it was like a 3 or 4 episode kind of arc. I was just like, this is kind of, and I was like kind of rolling my eyes like this is convoluted.
But they really like built on it.
I'm like, there's no real point to this, you know, they're just like dragging it out or whatever. But you know what? I feel like in the context of this show, like in the context of the story, it's really well done. And I almost felt that the wrap up for like the anime series might be a little too quick. Like it literally is the last 2 episodes are like you find out what his situation is, and then the second episode it's just done. And then it's
you know what? A lot of people actually had complaints about the end of the show, not about who the killer was, but about how like
everything
absurd,
wrapped up.
Yeah, some of the parts were, and how convoluted like getting the killer caught in the very end was, and all that. So I wonder if this is going to be like better for people that had problems with that.
It might be. I feel like I said, it does feel like it justifies the way the killer gets caught.
Nice.
There's a little more like is a little more cat and mouse, which I really like because, you know,
I love cat and mouse stuff,
we're
dude.
huge fans of cat and
That's
mouses.
like, oh fuck, man! All of my favorite shows have that cat and mouse shit going on. Trigun, especially.
Fucking Death Note.
Man,
there's a real fucking tactician and stuff. There's like you think you know stuff, and then other information gets told. You're like, oh, hold on, it's over.
It flips it on you, and you're like, oh shit, they knew more the whole time.
Yeah. That being said, Erased as a franchise is just amazing. So do
Really
yourself a favor if you're still listening to this. Tell a friend to watch Erased.
Absolutely,
the anime.
It's an amazing show.
Or like I said, if you know somebody that's a total asshole and doesn't like anime, like they're like, oh, it's fucking trash. Make them watch this on Netflix and be like, just tell them it's just an like independent series or whatever. Don't tell them it's based on manga. And I bet you almost anything they'll super enjoy it. And they'll be like, fuck you, it's an anime. You're the worst.
You're an idiot, and then go ahead and boot up Monster Musume and just
and show them all the good ecchi ones that we have. Show them episode 69 and be like, look, man. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah,
cool. So that's the show. First of all, I'd like to thank Aaron from TurkeyTops.com for doing our awesome logo. Aaron, if you're listening to this, I don't know if you do, but if you do, Aaron, how you been? What's going on? How you been? Doing good?
Dude, beautiful pictures of your dog, Aaron.
Oh yeah, she's a really dope Tumblr. Check it out. And then if you like our theme song, hit up Tom Nasser on SoundCloud and YouTube. I'm sure that's where he's got his stuff. It's Nasser, N-A-S-R. Tom, T-O-M.
Yeah, true that. And he also, he gave me a nice little birthday present.
Oh, you gonna post that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and post a picture on the Instagram so you can check it out there. It's a picture of me looking like a little bitch with my boy Vash the Stampede from Trigun.
The only issue I have with that is that Vash is like 6'7". He's like massive.
Yeah.
And you're taller than him. Done. Don't make sense, Doug.
He's slouched.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that justifies it.
You know how sometimes he's like,
that's like up here. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
like that figure behind me,
like the figure that everyone can see listening to this. Right?
Yeah, Trip, where can find us?
People find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast didn't fit.
Shoot us an email, instantramenpodcast@gmail.com, because we like your recommendations for shit. We also hate your recommendations for shit. So either way, we'll be respectful and we'll honor your requests. Check it out. We were given the request to watch Monster 700 months ago, and we got around to it.
We got around to it. Look, point is, no, real talk. We really appreciate it when people like comment on our stuff. And send us. It doesn't even have to be like an email. It can be like just a comment. Tell us what you want us to review, and we'll review it. And if we've already reviewed it, we'll tell you what episode it's on, and we'll tell you go back to it. But
send me your favorite anime dude's butt.
Don't do that.
Like a figure.
Don't want to see it.
I want to see your anime figure. Like give me a hot picture of Bakugo's butt.
No. Anyways, I don't know what we're doing next week. I might not be here by next week.
We'll figure it out. Episode 12 of A Sister Is All You Need might be out, so we might just go ahead and have our little special with Kyle.
Okay, cool. So I really wanted to be a part of that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Then you get to be a part of that. I'll figure something else out without you. I already asked Leander if she would be able to help me out when you're gone, so I'll probably just do that.
Are you okay? I'm only gone for a week.
Yeah, that's true. Also, sometimes we write blog stuff.
Both of us.
I'm helping you out this time, Juan, for all that blog post. You know what? You're going to be going in a little sky flight. Why don't you just write a blog? Okay.
There's no Wi-Fi in Mexico. I can't send it.
Holy shit! What?
I'm no service, dude. The place where I'm going is like there's no streets, there's no running water. We still work on an Aztec calendar.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why you do that, man?
Go to Mexico?
In the middle of nowhere.
That's where my family's from. Like I can't help where they were born.
You should born them elsewhere.
Can't. I tried Revival really hard. I ran super fast. I could not tear into space-time continuum. I really would like to move it somewhere else, somewhere more European.
That's fine. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm okay with it now. I got over it. I'm fine. That's good. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, this is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Eat ass, smoke grass, Instant Ramen Podcast.
Just add hot water. That's all you had to say.
Just add hot water. That's all you had to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.